What is going on, everybody? Today we are doing something different and taking a trip down memory lane. So for those of you that don't know, I have been moving into a new house, and as I've been moving, it has been making me clean out my old gear so that I can bring it here, and today I found this bad boy. So I thought it would be a great idea to make a video on the very first MIDI controller that I ever owned. Now, this is the Korg PadKontrol. It consists of 16 pads and an X and Y little axis touch station. And the reason that I actually chose this MIDI controller is because I really was into the MPC style workflow, and back in the day, this is pretty much what they had. It has 16 pads, and you can use Ableton with it. So this is where it all started. I started chopping, slicing, and triggering samples with this controller right here. So in honor of my old friend, the Korg PadKontrol, today we are going to be making a beat with this MIDI controller. So for starters, I have this piano loaded up, and we're going to try to make something happen. Now, when you're using the PadKontrol, what you need to actually do is press the setting option, select your pad, and change the note to the note that you actually want to play. So I'm going to go ahead and spend some time setting up this scene with all of the notes that I want to use in this production. So I'll be right back once we've got all the notes, and then we can start recording some patterns in. Alright, so I went ahead and chose 5 specific notes that I want to work with. So it's those 5 notes right there, and I've already started playing around with a pattern, something like this. And then it just repeats. So why don't we go ahead and try to record that in. And so that will be a little 2-bar loop and the foundation of our track. Alright, so now I think I want to add some chords to our piano melody, and this is the instrument that I've chosen. So I'm going to go ahead and get the notes ready so that I can very easily record this, and then we will be right back. Alright, so we have our first chord here, and we have our second chord here. So let's go ahead and try to record something right on top of our piano piece. Okay, so I like the chords that we have, but I want to start thickening them up. So I'm going to add a few channels until I feel like the chords are really coming together. Okay, so I added a few different layers playing those same chord notes, and now here we are. Alright, now I think would be a good time to start adding the 808. So I'm going to go ahead and select the notes I want with the PadKontrol. Alright, I think we are ready to record in our 808, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so our bass is sounding really nice. Now I think we can add a few more instruments and then we'll be on to the drums and then we can arrange this bad boy. So I have this instrument here, which are basically some delayed bells. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the notes and then we'll record something in. Alright, so I got the notes that I want. And I think I'm gonna play something like this. Alright, so let's give a crack at recording that in. Okay, so now everything together sounds like this. And I think we've got room for maybe one more instrument. Okay, so the final instrument that I want to add is a pad that I've got here, and I've already selected the two notes, so I'm gonna be like this. And it's basically just gonna be repeating, alternating between those two notes. So let's give a crack at recording that. And now all together, we've got this. Alright, so that is sounding pretty hot. Now it's time to add in some drums. So I'm going to go ahead and load up this drum rack here. Alright, so let's start out by recording the hi-hats that we have here. Alright, next up we can start putting the kick in. Alright, so now we got the kick in there. And now we can start working on the clap here. Okay, now I always like to add this little tambourine to some of my snare hits, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, the tambourine is sounding nice. And now I think the last thing that I'll add is some percussion. And now it sounds like this. Alright, so now we have a dope sounding loop that we can go ahead and arrange, and I'll come back to you guys with the final results. So I took the time to arrange our tracks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a little bit nostalgic for me, going back to my very first MIDI controller and making a beat. If you guys liked the video, be sure to leave me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if there's anything specific that you would like to see next time. And consider subscribing for more audio content every single week. Anyway, that's going to be all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.